Witness the incredible journey of boxing legend Pernell "Sweet Pea" Whitaker.
I'm very careful about making comparisons in the different eras. Pernell Whitaker matched in there. He matched in there with any generation.
A counter-punching dynamo. A defensive wizard.
Like any artist, Whitaker has his own style. Dazzling footwork, lightning quick hands. The completed picture he paints on boxing's canvas had almost always been a pugilistic masterpiece.
Boom, perfect timing.
Sweet Pea.
One of the fastest, quickest fights in USA history. One punch, and that was it.
Pernell Whitaker.
Born, raised, and still makes his home.
Boxing since he was a child. Whitaker fought hundreds of times as an amateur.
It is a boxing career which began at age 8, and it's a career which blossomed into an amateur campaign which saw him go into the ring more than 200 times.
I had 500 amateur fights. I don't know where that 200 came. Don't cheat me.
Win 2 world championships, a Pan American Games championship, and ultimately an Olympic gold medal.
In the red corner, Pernell Whitaker of the USA.
There could be no question about that.
He was that good. He was that special. Gold medalist in the Olympics. He had everything.
The key element of Whitaker's success has been the support of his hometown, Norfolk, Virginia. It seemed as if half the city turned out to welcome him home from Los Angeles.
The gold medal run made him a hero and sparked high expectations for him as a pro.
Sports presents the U.S. Olympic boxer's professional debut. Pernell Whitaker, the Olympic gold medalist and world champion at 132 pounds, will seek his first professional win tonight after an amateur career that resulted in more than 200 victories. The first of the gold medalists to become a world champion. They think he is that skilled. Southpaw who can counterpunch, he can lead. He is a good defensive fighter. Very, very quick. Good lateral and backward movements. Escaping. Beginning to red just a bit here in the first round.
In a night of gold, 4 members of the U.S. Olympic boxing team made their pro debuts.
Landing punch after punch with 20 seconds remaining now in the second round.
Whitaker did exactly as he was expected to.
Polo really staggered. Makes another left
and
hand.
put on a clinic.
And that will do it. The referee, Joe Santarpia, ends it in the second round.
He's a left-hander and put on quite a show in that first outing. He also won the amateur Triple Crown, and that's really worth talking about because that's the '82 Pan Am Games, the World Championship, and the Olympic gold at 132. His opponent is Dan Avery, is also a left-hander. And we go with round number 1 for Pernell Whitaker in the gold trunks against Danny Avery.
He scored a TKO on Danny Avery, but it happened during a commercial break.
This is round number 4, and another left hand by Whitaker. It's been stopped after the 4th round. TKO victory for Pernell Whitaker.
Whitaker seemed to have no problems adjusting to the pros.
So we're about set for Pernell Whitaker, who won the gold in the lightweight division. No Olympic lightweight gold medalist has ever gone on to win a pro title. And we are ready for action with Humberto Barrera, the referee, here in Corpus Christi. Long before he does again. That was a flash knockdown. Good right hand to the body, a good left hand again. And Whitaker keeps putting that pressure on. Round 1, scheduled for 6. Good left hand, and that sends him reeling and into the rope. And Pernell Whitaker will come out of this one with a mark of 4 wins and no losses as he dominates thoroughly.
Fought 7 times in his first 10 months as a pro.
But the man of the hour here in Norfolk is the hometown hero, Pernell Whitaker, the lightweight champion at the Los Angeles Olympic Games. Very interesting young fella, a man who has begun his professional career in undefeated fashion. Sweet Pea, as he's known. Into the ring comes Pernell. The
Referee is Al Rothenberg. He does not score.
He was great. He was great. He could have been the author of the sweet science in some ways.
And that dropped Senegal. That one came out of nowhere. Senegal goes down at the end of the fight.
And he enjoyed doing what he did. You know, he had fun in it.
And Whitaker, the only boxer to win the gold by a knockout. Just 21 years of age and a record of 5-0 in the 5 fights in a span of 7 months. So he is getting his professional experience very quickly. 2 quick right jabs by Whitaker has Hatfield keeping his distance.
It's in evidence early here in the first round.
Just 21 years old, out of Norfolk, Virginia, Pernell Whitaker.
Many called John Montez the first real test for the rising Whitaker.
22-year-old Pernell Whitaker is preparing for only his 8th professional fight. But in recent years, it has not been uncommon for fighters of such limited experience to be regarded as budding championship contenders. Today's scheduled 10-round battle with 24-year-old John Montez of Los Angeles looms as Pernell Whitaker's toughest bout so far. The first scheduled 10-round bout of Whitaker's professional career. And as the bell rings, Whitaker is already in the middle of the ring.
The old timers would say he's standing right in front of you, couldn't hit him in the backside with a handful of buckshot.
Whitaker showcased his incredible defense and counterpunching skills.
Solid left, up in close. The veteran was fighting like the rookie, and the rookie was fighting like the veteran. Indeed, Whitaker appears at this point. The bell brings the crowd to its feet in support and appreciation.
Pernell secured the unanimous decision over Montez.
Unbeaten at this point in his career, but ready today to step up in class and face by far the most dangerous opponent he will have met so far, Roger Mayweather. The stage is set for this 12-round North American Boxing Federation lightweight bout.
Sweet Pea dropped Mayweather in the first round. Roger showed heart, but the fight was a one-sided drubbing.
Round 3 coming to a close, and again, it has been a Whitaker round.
Pernell won nearly every round and collected the W.
It's been a tremendous experience, learning experience for Pernell.
And he's giving it a rousing finish. That's it.
And this crowd in Norfolk, it is a habit in Mexican towns and in towns with Mexican population to throw money in the ring at the end of a fight. The Norfolk crowd thought enough of this fight. There are coins coming into the ring.
He was now the NABF champion.
Whitaker wins his first title of any kind and moves to 12-0 as a professional.
In another supposed step-up fight, Whitaker took on Miguel Santana.
Pernell Whitaker.
It's going to be one about who can establish rhythm initially, who takes charge of this fight, and then who's able to maintain his concentration as the fight progresses.
Once again, the counter-punching dynamics of Sweet Pea were too much for his opponent to cope with.
He was like that great jazz, artist that could create the beat as he did it. His own beat, his own music. It was him, it was Pernell.
Rothenberg is stopping the fight, Chris. It's all over.
And another
another step closer to a world professional title in his 14th bout. He is awesome. He is tough to fight. And it was a game Santana.
WBC lightweight title on the line between the 23-year-old Virginia native Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker and this man, the well-traveled veteran Jose Luis Ramirez.
Finally, Whitaker would get a shot at the WBC lightweight title.
Doubles up that jab, back to it.
Sweet Pea put all his abilities on full display.
Southpaw versus southpaw matchup.
Exactly.
Good work with the jab from Pernell Whitaker. 16th fight of his pro career and the WBC lightweight title on the line. The ability to use the legs as Whitaker gets away again.
Pernell's elusive footwork kept Ramirez chasing all night.
In that first round, I mean, Whitaker was circling the entire time, and Ramirez couldn't get near him.
He outboxed him. He used the ring, as Pernell could do. He could stand right in front of you, or he could use the ring.
Whitaker easily secured the unanimous decision win, is how the story should end.
And congratulations in the corner with Lou Duva and Pernell Whitaker. Oh, lost in translation? I think not. Unbelievable split decision goes to Jose Luis Ramirez.
That's terrible. That's a terrible decision. Pete clearly won that fight. I had a 116, 112. I thought he did everything he was supposed to do. That's just terrible.
I said, oh, he had his first loss relatively early, 16th fight. Oh, he lost to a guy, Jose Luis Ramirez. And you said, yeah, what's Jose Luis's record? And then I look across, 100 wins and 6 losses. And it was for a WBC lightweight
He got
title.
robbed. He got robbed in that fight. He boxed rings around.
Split decision.
Almost everyone who watched the Ramirez-Whitaker fight felt that Whitaker was the winner.
Whitaker wouldn't have to wait long before getting another shot, this time against Greg Haugen.
The champion and the #1 challenger here in the IBF gets set to get One of the things Greg Haugen might have expected from Pernell Whitaker was for him to fight going backwards. But look how aggressive Whitaker is being.
The stolen decision had taught Whitaker the importance of aggression.
Another good stinging stiff jab by Pernell Whitaker. Again, Greg Haugen just laying on the rope.
He pounded on Haugen, round after round.
Well, then tough to understand his strategy. And there, a solid blow from Whitaker, and that is a knockdown.
A tremendous inside left hand counter punch. Greg Haugen was jumping in. Pernell Whitaker timed it perfectly and got caught. First time he has ever been down as a pro or an amateur.
Every move he tries, Whitaker counter punches. He can't seem to defend himself against the jab of Whitaker, and this strategy of going up against the ropes and just... Whitaker reacting to the crowd, giving them what they came to see.
Whitaker coasted to a unanimous decision victory.
Pernell Whitaker celebrating here in the ring.
The winner by unanimous decision, the new IBF lightweight champion of the world, Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker.
He was now the IBF lightweight champion of the world.
There was something special about a guy who could stay right in front of you, and be calm enough to see everything coming, have radar, and you couldn't touch him. That was Pernell Whitaker. He was special.
In his first title defense, he cheek clapped Louis Lomelli.
On Queer Street. What a left to the chin, and Al Rothenberg is going to let him fight. I'm surprised Lomelli got up, and it's all over.
At last, Whitaker would get a chance to avenge his only defeat, a defeat most considered a robbery of a decision.
The controversy would soon begin as Whitaker listened in stunned disbelief when he learned he lost.
My impression was that he called himself robbed, that he did nothing to win. He only fought to obtain a decision, nothing else. That for a championship, he did not do anything.
How can a guy fight as hard as I fought, train as hard as I trained for that fight, and have a blow served to me that way?
This time, the fight would take place on Whitaker's home turf.
Pernell Whitaker enters the ring here in Norfolk, Virginia. More reminiscent of Julius Caesar entering Rome than a boxer entering the ring, Alex.
He can dance circles around him early. It's a matter of if he can sustain it.
Now, what Ramirez can't handle is the hand speed.
And the angle. And the fact that Pernell moves his head well, moves his upper body well. Even when he's standing right there that close, Ramirez just can't land anything.
Whitaker was a true practitioner of the sweet science.
He could have been the author of the sweet science in some ways when they coined that phrase, that moniker. It's supposed to be about being clever. He was clever.
I mean, if there's any one of these judges who has any of these rounds, even for Ramirez, they should lose their license immediately and walk home.
I agree.
The fight was completely one-sided.
It's all Pernell Whitaker. Sweet pea.
He avenged his only defeat, and he'd captured another title.
Whitaker applying the pressure and landing.
His defensive genius only grew. Even going backward, Sweet Pea was always on the attack. Whitaker became known for his flashy evasions of incoming punches.
He knows. Whitaker. Pendleton going for it all. Looking as if he knows he must have a knockout to win. And that's it. And it looks from this vantage point as if Pernell Whitaker will retain his title.
This fight capped a tremendous 12 months, which saw Whitaker named Fighter of the Year for 1989.
Whitaker puts his title on the line against Azuma Nelson, the WBC super featherweight champion.
Prize fight fans and judges who I respect think that Whitaker is a terrific fighter. They sing his praises. Wonderful, wonderful, and yet again, wonderful. But I'm not that convinced. I whisper his praises. But if he can dominate Azuma Nelson, who at his best was probably the best fighter you never saw, then I'll be glad to join the chorus.
Incidentally, most of the instructions in Whitaker's corner are being delivered not by Lou Duva, but by George Benton.
And it's tough to land a punch.
Every time Nelson stalks in resolutely to try to pursue the attack, Whitaker stings him with 2 or 3 jabs. That Nelson can do against that kind of hand speed and instinct.
And still, the WBC IBF lightweight champion of the world, Pernell Sweet Pea.
Whitaker took aim at unifying the lightweight title for the first time in over a decade.
Most of the guys I've been fighting lately have been moving back away from me, so that enables me to be aggressive.
He ended the fight in the first round.
3, 4, 5, 6. Not gonna make it.
And the undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Pernell Sweet Pea.
He was now the first unified lightweight champion since Roberto Duran.
The last man to hold the distinction, the legendary Roberto Duran. In 1978, Duran held the WBA and WBC titles.
At this point, Whitaker was in his prime, and the competition was hopelessly lost trying to compete.
Good counter punch. Whitaker's going for a knockout. And Diaz playing a little possum. He's back with the right hand. And now they're trading blows to the face. He's hurt. Probably the right side of his ribs are broken. Pernell.
Whitaker was criticized for making his fights look too easy.
He's considered one of boxing's best, and in the past 2 years, Pernell Whitaker has convincingly beaten everyone he's faced. Whitaker's problem is that he makes his fights look a little too easy. He tosses too many shutouts.
It's a tough, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Any questions here? No. Any questions? Let's get it on. Come on.
Let's get it on from Mills Lane. And there's the bell.
Blazing combinations landed at will.
Uppercut landed for Whitaker.
Whitaker's
meeting great.
With the power. Gracious punches will be ineffective at this point.
Pernell, Sweet Pea, Whitaker.
During this time, Pernell was widely recognized as the greatest boxer on the planet.
Now, staying at light welterweight for good reason, we take a look at Pernell Whitaker. The reason he and Pineda are on the same bill, well, you guessed it, we mentioned it. If Whitaker wins tonight, he's in with a shout at Pineda's crown.
Racking up 6 defenses on his unified title, the longest streak in lightweight history.
Of course, the undisputed lightweight champion, Pernell Whitaker, stepping into the ring and moving up. And again, we were both kind of amazed that he went up as much weight as he did.
Whitaker moved up to the light welterweight division.
Straight left hand by Whitaker. Left hand puts Smith down on the canvas with 8. Up on 9, it is over. So a first round knockout here by Pernell Whitaker.
Pernell showed no signs of slowing from the added weight.
You still think Pineda beats Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker?
Well, I have to think that because I've said so.
After the quick tune-up, he was ready to challenge Rafael Pineda for the title.
For the IBF Junior Welterweight Championship of the World.
Despite some believing Whitaker would be outmatched against Pineda, it was another clinic. Whitaker emptied the champ's tank, then dropped him with a body shot.
And he fought Anthony Jones earlier in his career.
He was not the IBF Junior Welterweight Champion of the world.
One-time undisputed lightweight champion at 135 pounds. He's now 13 pounds heavier than that.
In his next fight, he was tested like never before.
He has a WBC welterweight championship ahead against Buddy McGirt in March. And this is a testing fight.
He passed the test with flying colors.
One of the fastest, quickest fights in USA history. One punch, and that was it.
And Chavez's record at the time was 87-0.
Pretty good.
I'd say.
Pretty good.
Up next, a super fight against Julio Cesar Chavez.
The argument always rages in boxing, and it's as old as the sport itself. Who's the best pound for pound? And I think these are the two names that always get mentioned, and so that's what made it really such an attractive affair.
For 12 rounds of boxing.
A chance to settle once and for all who was the pound-for-pound king.
The reason is that these two guys are just flat-out good fighters, Barry, and the styles that they have should mesh into a very interesting bout.
And you can hear the crowd here at the Alamo Dome
some 70,000 and change.
It was an action fight.
Sneaky right hand.
Both fighters throwing punches in bunches.
Chavez doesn't flinch when he gets punched.
But Chavez getting infuriated, and he lands right hand.
Most felt Whitaker was ahead as the final bell rang.
Again, the strap.
Oh, left hand. Crisp left hook there by Whitaker that connected.
And that's it. That's it.
Whitaker was robbed.
The decision is a majority decision, a draw.
The fans was going to be my judge for this fight tonight. And I think the fans, if you take a toll, it would end up 90% Whitaker, 10% Chavez.
Well, I think Pernell Whitaker came up with a tremendous performance against Julio Cesar Chavez, and in my mind, won the fight.
Not many agreed with Chavez or the judges.
Jose Luis Ramirez and Julio Cesar Chavez, which one of those was more disappointing? Because I thought
both of them were disappointing.
He's the challenger tonight as they fight for Vasquez's junior middleweight championship. And once again, we can't emphasize it enough, a chance to become only the fourth fighter in the history of the sport, joining Hearns, Leonard, and Duran in winning 4 titles in 4 different weight classes.
Only Duran before has won a lightweight title and a junior middleweight title. That's a 19-pound leap.
We take a look at the record of Julio Cesar Vasquez. 52 wins. The only loss was a disqualification when Vasquez's trainer charged into the middle of the ring to dispute the referee's ruling that Phillips had not hit Vasquez after the bell.
Pernell attempted to make history by moving up with a middleweight title. Early on, he got caught trying to be cute.
Showboating Whitaker goes down on a left hand and then tackles Vasquez. And Tony Orlando, I think correctly, is going to call that a knockdown.
Absolutely. No question about it.
Julio Cesar Vasquez, 4 rounds to 3 in rounds.
It appeared Whitaker had bitten off more than he could chew at his new weight class.
He makes it very, very difficult for Whitaker.
Good hard left over the top for Whitaker. He's had 2 of them here in the 8th round.
The fight was an ugly one.
Tony Orlando, 1-point deduction from Vasquez for holding behind the head.
With Vasquez continuously rabbit punching and holding. Vasquez could only resort to cheap shots as his early lead evaporated.
Another point deduction by Tony Orlando.
Whitaker won the unanimous decision and was now the junior middleweight champion. He continued his historic reign.
But Pernell had to soften Gary Jacobs up for a while. Oh, there you go.
He made routine work of world-class competition.
Oh, there you go. It became possible.
Gary Jacobs lasted until the final moments of the 12th round. Next, Pernell would win back-to-back fights against Wilfredo Rivera.
And finally, round 1 begins. Hits Rivera with a solid left cross right on the button. Not a hard puncher, Rivera.
Rivera went the distance both times.
And if Whitaker wins the round, it becomes a 10. And now it becomes a 10-7 round, possibly.
At age 33, with 40 wins and no true defeats, Whitaker was a 6-time champion. A super fight with rising star Oscar De La Hoya was set.
In a battle for the top rung on the mythical pound-for-pound ladder. 23 pro fights, 23 wins, 20 KOs. World Championships at 135 and 140. Now he tries for another one at 147.
Pernell Whitaker was a phenom, one of the greatest defensive boxers of all time.
Pernell Whitaker demonstrating with his body language he believes these moments belong to him. The professional record, 40 wins, the one loss to Jose Luis Ramirez, an obvious bogus decision.
And reigning pound for pound king, the defending welterweight champion of the world, Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker.
That's you, baby, that's you.
Oscar was the media favorite heading into the match.
I thought he could have won that fight, and it was he was a shadow of himself.
And La Hoya was 23-0 at the time.
Yeah,
he was at his prime.
Although look at this, Oscar battling back.
And Pernell wasn't in the best of shape. He was past himself, and I still thought he could have won that fight. I mean, that's how close that fight was.
Both Olympic champions. So similar in so many ways. Look at those right hands in the face of Pernell Whitaker.
I got a lot of respect for Oscar De La Hoya.
And these rounds are going to be close, Dave. A lot of.
The fight went the distance.
And let's go to Michael Becker for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the scorecards for the winner by unanimous decision and new welterweight champion of the world, the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya.
The decision loss would mark the end of Sweet Pea's reign. Tragically, at age 55, Pernell Whitaker was hit and killed by a car.
Virginia Beach police have confirmed the person who was killed after being hit by a car last night was boxing legend Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker.
And last night at 10:04, Whitaker was struck by a car in the intersection of Northampton Boulevard and Baker Road.
And today, hundreds of people came to Norfolk Scope to celebrate the life of boxing legend Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. Whitaker was killed last Sunday after being hit by a car in Virginia Beach.
Whitaker, who was nicknamed Sweet Pea, was a world champion in 4 different weight categories. He was 1989's Fighter of the Year in Boxing Magazine, and in the 1990s, he was named pound for pound the best boxer in the world.
Pernell Whitaker belongs on a list of great lightweights of all time.
And if Whitaker wins the round, it becomes a 10-8.
A counter-punching dynamo.
And now it becomes a 10-7 round, possibly.
Whitaker was a true practitioner of the sweet science. Pernell Whitaker, Sweet Pea.
Nobody brings it home like you. Nobody.
Make it so.